evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from our comfy couch here on the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon Reviews for June 21st, 2020, with your host, Peaceburger2448, and Wrap at Epsilon.
Hi.
You know, I just got reminded of something, and I was like, wait, that's tomorrow? The Smash Arms reveal is tomorrow. I thought it was Tuesday. Because I thought that was Tuesday, and then the Pokemon thing's Wednesday, which is the Pokemon Presents like Tuesday, actually?
I don't know, actually.
Oh no, it's the 24th, which is Wednesday. Okay.
So then, no, you were right on that.
Yeah. I thought the Smash thing was Tuesday. No, it's tomorrow. Good, I have a reason to get up in the morning, since it's at 10 o'clock. You know, I still haven't bought the second Fighter Pass. I need to do that.
I still haven't bought the first.
Well, anywho, folks, we have a, as you can tell from us not talking about it, it's probably a meh batch of episodes to talk about this week with Ichigo.
Yeah.
17 through 20.
Technically Nego now.
Yeah. We are back to kind of 3 standalone episodes and then the second half of an episode.
Yeah. Kind of, except for technically we kind of end on the two-parter.
It's a soft two-parter instead of a hard two-parter.
Yeah.
But any thoughts going into this?
No, not really.
I still miss Ruriko. I really do miss Ruriko.
That will be the comment for the remainder of the show, won't it?
Pretty much, because she doesn't even come back when Hongo comes back. We get 2 more people when Hongo comes back that come back with him that are not Ruriko, and I'm like, why are we adding more people to this show?
Because reasons.
But it already feels like the supporting cast is fucking thin on what we are doing with them.
Yeah.
Anywho, we will kick things off with the second half from the episode we left off with last week. Episode 17, Death Match in the Ring, Defeat Pyrosaurus. So we pick up with Hongo finding the wrestler and they juke it out for a little bit. Eventually, Hayato just decides to leave after they trade kicks and miss each other. Because he wants to find out his identity first. That's Hayato gone for like half the episode. For some reason. I don't know where he goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know either, and that's kind of, like, not good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we go over to the little brother from last week of the wrestler, and Goro, you know, the kid that's a part of the team
that I completely forgot about.
I forgot his name until it was said in the episode later, and I was like, fuck, right, your name's Goro. God, you are kind of useless in the series. You got nothing going on for you except for this one scene.
Yeah.
The two of them decide to go to the hotel after stealing Taki's keys because they apparently will open up the hotel room door.
They apparently will open anything, is what they're told.
That's not how keys work.
Nope.
That is not how that ring of keys work, but sure. But they're gonna go to the hotel where the wrestler is to see if it's his brother. They end up making it there. They sneak past the female scientist who just walks out the door at one point. And they find the guy sleeping and they pull off the mask and it turns out to be Hurricane Joe under the mask. And it's all a ruse to throw the kids off until they can kill him because the kids need to die for some reason. So the kids leave. Goro will come back and they'll come back and play later. But after that, we check over to a club where two of the girls, I don't remember their names at all. I just know it's two of them, and neither one of you are the third girl or Chihiro. So you two are at a club dancing, and then they go and call the club for some reason. I don't remember what. Anyway, them being in the room where the telephone is prevents them from being gassed by the monster who shows up and gasses everybody and kills them all.
Because that's how doors work.
Yep. And the two of them survive it, although they pass out after realizing, oh shit, everyone here is dead, even though we thought they were asleep.
Yep.
That's... Why would you...
Because, you know, the poison takes a little bit of time before it actually turns them into skeletons.
Apparently. But after they pass out, they're brought back.
So much wrong with that whole scenario there. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah. Anyway, they pass out, they're brought back to the club, and Hayato and Taki now arrive at the club from wherever the fuck they've been. Well, we saw Taki earlier. He was making the kids lunch, and then he saw the kids leave, and then I guess he went looking for the kids. And then Hayato's been fucking somewhere. I don't know where. The two of them are now here, and they're talking to Tachibana about what the fuck Shocker's up to. But they don't really have a move until they kind of land on that maybe is the kid's brother. And this is when Goro arrives with the keys going, hey, yeah, he's at the hotel. You might want to go look there. And they're like, cool, we have a location now. So they go off to the hotel like the next day, because I think it's night at this point. And then it's like the next day. So at the hotel, we find out that the monster is under orders to gas everyone at his title match, which I got confused when I first watched this because I thought he was fighting for the title, but then he's introduced later as the champion, and I'm like, wait a minute, you can't fight for the title that you already have. Show, your wrestling logic sucks.
Yep.
But then I rewatched and I'm like, oh no, you're fighting in the championship match. You are the okay, because I swore he won the title in the last episode when he got introduced. Which that's not how title matches work, but fucking whatever. I am the only person who gives a shit about the wrestling content in this writer episode. Anyway, so these go off to the title match, and we see Hayato follow what we presume initially to be our wrestler friend in a car, but the little brother arrives to inform Taki, who's also there, that no, the other guy who just comes out is actually his brother and the wrestler. So Taki has to go get Hayato and tell him, no, we followed the ruse, we gotta go back to the stadium, while the kid is the one that follows the wrestler to the arena.
Because that sounds smart.
To, I guess, call the club and inform them, and then the club can forward it to Hayato, whatever.
Through telegraph, through smoke signals, apparently, because, you know, they
got cell phones.
Yeah.
We've got ham radios, but we don't have cell phones. Anyway, we follow Hayato. He follows the car. And we see him duke it out with the fake before Taki ends up arriving to tell him, hey, it's a ruse. This is that Hurricane Joe guy. And I guess they just leave them there because we cut over to the match where I swear they're reusing the announcer's video of him introducing the wrestlers last time.
Probably.
So he introduces our wrestler friend, and then he goes to introduce the opponent, except Hayato makes the run-in and declares that he will be his opponent and wants the World Heavyweight Championship. Not really, but I'm putting that in there because I feel like it. So
I mean, it would make it far more interesting, just saying.
Yeah. So two of them brawl it out while everyone evacuates the arena because the writers said evacuate the arena. So everybody runs without any prompt really to run. We unfortunately don't get a whole lot of wrestling outside of a test of strength spot and a shoulder tackle that Hayato takes. I am disappointed. I demand a suplex be done by our rider. I demand a rider suplex or a rider elbow drop.
I mean, again, revert back to previous statement about it would be more enjoyable.
Yeah. So the wrestler starts to gas the place. The female scientist gets caught in the gas because the girls knock her down and take her mask when they're running. So they at least provide something this episode. Which is
they
the
were
third
actually
time
useful one time in this entire batch of episodes.
Which means that's the third time we've had the female rocker scientist die by the hands of their monster. And also, I swear, the third time that I feel like it's the same fucking person.
Because it probably is.
I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't help that all of them have the same hairstyle. Their faces look the same. And I swear they also sound the same. So I feel like they're the same person. They're more or less the Nurse Joys of Shocker.
Yeah.
It's just one giant family of sisters. Anyway, after the gas runs out on for the wrestler, the two of them decide to trade finishers. The monster throws an ultra punch. Hayato throws a rider kick. Hayato goes down first, but then the monster goes down. Hayato survived the ultra punch, and apparently the rider kick returned the wrestler guy to normal. So the day is saved, and the Hayato and Taki ride off with the kids, leaving the girls to walk home, I guess. I don't know. Why are you upset? You probably came here by taxi to start with. Or a car. Or your own motorcycle, although I don't think... Neither one of them drive a motorcycle, right? Is that one?
I don't think.
I'm pretty sure the other one, because I know the really tall one is not the one that does the motorcycle stuff we've seen already. Neither does the other one. And I don't think either one of them were driving a motorcycle in this last episode we cover.
I don't know, because I don't really pay that much attention to them.
To be fair, neither do I, so...
Kind of the... this kind of sucks to say, but that's kind of the low point for the show right now.
Yeah, I'm just like, we've traded Ruriko, who had a personal investment in this plot, a connection to everyone in the supporting cast, and was actively working with our writers, to 3 people who just kind of stumble into the plot when necessary, and are not actively a part of the club in terms of the writer stuff. Because it's really only Hayato, Taki, and Tachibana that are doing all the writer stuff. Everyone else is just there. Which is
like we could
crazy.
Cut them and probably have a more enjoyable show.
Yeah, because I'm like, Chihiro is here. She's still here in the show, but she's gotten to do nothing, even though she's Ruriko's friend. And I would assume knows about this shit since she's been here.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I am so confused on who knows what right now.
Yeah.
Because, like, it was easy with Hongo, because pretty much he wasn't letting anyone know.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, I don't know who knows what about all of this. And how in the world is that going to play out when you bring Hongo back, who is hiding everything about him being a writer from everyone?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I'm like,
It's also not like Hayato really tries to hide that he's a writer.
At all.
Anyway, we're going to hop over to episode 18, Fossil Man, Hito Danger. So, a hiker and his little brother are out on the trails in the forest when they stumble across some mysterious footprints that eventually lead them to a shocker base, where they are proceeded to be attacked by a starfish monster. Meanwhile, in the middle of this happening, we cut over to the team out for a jolly camp. Well, mostly everybody except Hayato, and Chihiro, which Chihiro's back at base running the radio, and Hayato's not here because I don't know why he's here. Not here. I guess he didn't get invited.
They even give her an actual reason for why she was staying back by her being sick with a cold.
I guess I didn't pay attention to the part. I just assumed she was back there to run the radio.
I think that was stated there.
Okay.
But it's like, wow.
Anyway, they end up picking up kind of a scrambled version of the guy calling for help over the radio, which cuts us over to the brother as he's attacked by the monster, and he tries to ward it off while the kid tries to get away. That doesn't work. The kid tries to attack the monster, and he gets his glasses knocked off, which immediately makes him blind. And as a person wearing glasses, I hate that so much.
Yep.
You are not blind if you do not wear your glasses. I can see decently enough without my glasses. Everything's just blurry up to about 4 inches from my face.
I mean, I'm sure without mine, I could probably be able to, if I was in the kid's position, to at least be able to see that my brother is laying there not moving.
Yeah.
and probably some kind of blob of a monster that possibly could resemble a starfish.
Yeah,
I feel like I could make that stuff out.
That is this bright pinkish red that I would clearly be able to see because, oh, by the way, I can also see color without my glasses. I could clearly see that there is still this giant pink thing in front of me.
That I clearly already knew what it looked like.
Yes. God damn it. I blame Velma. I don't want to, but I blame Velma for starting this.
Yep. Fair.
Like, the only time you get blind when you're wearing glasses is if you have something very hot that puts off steam, and you look at it, and it fogs up your glasses. That's the only time you're actually blind when you're wearing glasses.
And even then you're not. It's called take them off and clean them.
Yes. Granted, I had that happen on, like a hot day when I just get out of the car from where it's air conditioned.
Yeah.
Because it just becomes a... And I'm like, God damn it. So I just gotta slide them up and just wait. Because even if I clean them off, they immediately fog back up because my glasses are cold to touch. So I'm just like, fuck, I gotta wait for you to warm up. Anywho. The brother ends up just stumbling off to some hill where he falls down, and then Hayato finds him, and he's just like, oh, your brother was attacked by some random monster. Let me get you to town first, and then I'll go look for him.
You mean Hayato picks up the rag doll that was tossed down a hill?
Yes. Don't worry, he will become Ragdoll later.
I love the fact, though, they couldn't have put, like, Oh, I don't know any kind of rods or anything to kind of make it to where the arms didn't just flail all over the place. Nope, just let them flail all over the place. No one will notice.
Yeah. Anyway, then when they get to town, they find out that there's some big starfish fossil that went missing. And, of course, it's a source for a monster. And, of course, Shocker stole it because that's fucking plot for this week. Anyway, we go over to Taki, who stumbles across the base as well. Because I don't think he was looking for it.
Yeah, he actually was, I think.
Oh, okay. It looked like he wasn't, and I wasn't paying attention that hard on the second watch. I'm just like, did you just stumble across this because, like, you didn't think there was a fucking monster attack?
No,
even though you know better?
I think he made some kind of comment about having some intel or something. I didn't pay much attention to that part, but basically, yeah, he had a reason to be in that area, but he was playing it off as if he didn't in case someone was watching, is what I took it as.
Okay. So he finds the base and tries to fight off the monster and the two goons that are there. Unfortunately, the monster is too tanky and no-sells everything. But this is when Hayato arrives to help. Unfortunately, the monster also no-sells the fuck out of the rider kick and proceeds to throw not only Taki off the top of this waterfall, but also Hayato, who gets the ragdoll treatment going off the waterfall.
Yeah.
At this point, Taki wakes up and makes it to a cave to hide out as Shocker looks for Hayato because they don't give a shit about Taki. But Hayato has gone missing because his super special plan that I have to go, 1, how the fuck did you come up with this? 2, where the fuck did you get the materials for this? And 3, why? Fucking why?
Because plot reason.
Apparently. Anyway, in the cave, Hayato runs into Tachibana. And the two of them work with the girls who are the ones with the map, because why would Tachibana be the one with the fucking map in this scenario? No, the girls have it because I don't know why. They just do, so they have something to do this episode. They end up directing them, but the two of them end up back on top of the waterfall looking for Hayato, only for Shocker to find them and then capture the both of them. So they both get thrown in jail with the guy from earlier, and there's a fourth person here. And as it turns out, the fourth person is Hayato in disguise, because his plan was to get captured as someone else for some reason.
And expected Shocker to not notice it?
And not to pull open his shirt and notice his fucking belt. Because I'm pretty sure the belt is just on him 24 hours a day.
I think you're right.
I was about to say, there's an episode where he wakes up and the belt is just on him. Which makes me think, oh, the belt is just bolted to you. You can't take that off.
Unless it's like ghost spelled and it just has plot convenience to appear only when it's needed.
Yeah. Anyway, the four of them plan their escape, which is to stage a fight to cause Shocker goons to come in and try to break it up, and then proceed to beat the shit out of them in sped up footage, because I don't know why. And I also don't know why the fight went on for so long.
Because look, the sped up footage is going to be a thing from here on, I can tell. Because we get it in another episode too. Not as long as this one, but it's like, oh, now that's going to be the thing. That's like,
I swear the four of them fighting and then the four of them fighting the Shocker goons took like 7 minutes.
I know.
It took forever.
I know.
Why?
And it was sped up is what's bad.
Yeah.
So that means that was like 30 minutes of recording. I kind of feel bad for them now.
Yeah. Having to just bump around in this small ass room for fucking 30 minutes. Jesus. And I'm like, Hayato, you're a fucking rider. Half your power is still available to you when you're human. You could probably beat the shit out of all of them right now on your own.
Yeah, because, I mean, let's be honest. If Hongo could crush people's hands by trying to shake them, then I know darn good and well that he's got more ability than that.
Yeah. So, anywho, after they knock them all out, they take their uniforms so they can snoop around the base. Doesn't Tachibana find the explosives and sets it to blow up the base?
No.
Oh, that wasn't Tachibana who found it?
No.
I thought he did it twice. Okay, so he only does it the second time. I don't remember. Someone finds the explosives to fucking set up to blow up the base. While Hayato finds out, oh, the starfish monster doesn't like water because water is super effective on him and makes him weak.
Because it keeps him from being a dry starfish.
I guess. So everyone gets out of the base. Hayato fights the monsters, takes the fight outside, beat up some goons, beat up the starfish. They end up on the bottom of the waterfall. Hayato rider kicks him. He goes boom. Base goes boom. The other people from the start of this episode are reunited, and we fucking end this episode. So how you feel about these first two?
That's about all I can say to that.
Yeah, it really does feel like the show's kind of lost its footing. And they still haven't got out from under it.
Which is kind of bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get having a couple episodes where you've lost your foot and right around the whole crew change, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Because it's more support and cast that got changed than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, why are we not back on what should have been going on if Hongo was still here?
Yeah.
Like, we should be back at that point by now.
I don't know. Just... I wouldn't say the show's gotten bad, but it's just gotten... meh. I'm just like, where's the excitement in this show? Where's the fun stuff in this show? Where's dumb Nazi treasure and Hongo's ability to teleport into a fucking coffin that he reburied in the ground after digging it up? I miss that. Anywho, anything else?
No.
Alright, then we move into our second half of episode 19. Monster Cannibaler appears in Hokkaido. So, cover fishermen get capsized in their boat by a wave thanks to our newest shocker monster, Crabman. It takes over a local weather station to ensure the success of Shocker's plans, which are to put a whole bunch of bombs under the water and blow them up and cause tsunamis.
Because that's how that works.
Exactly. I wanted to also state that they said the bombs were as powerful as nukes, and I'm just like, okay, where do you keep getting explosives that are as powerful as nukes and keep using them for anything besides what they are normally intended for? Why do you keep not threatening people with just blowing shit up? We always gotta go the roundabout way on this.
I feel like this gets back to what you've said about the problem with Shocker's portrayal in modern times. It's a case of they see the dumb, not the smart.
Yeah.
and they just assume that Shocker's dumb all the time, when that's not the case.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we head over to Hayato, who drops by the club, to find out that all the girls except Chihiro, who's at the club, are off on a beach trip. Except they can't go swimming on this beach trip, and when they want to go swimming because there are tsunami warnings out. So, Meanwhile, we check over with Taki, who's talking with one of his FBI buddies. I don't know who this person is. Did the show ever state who this person was, or did I blank out every time they said who this person was?
I mean, they gave him a name, but that's
I don't
it.
even remember his name.
I don't either, but I know they gave him a name.
I thought he was just some FBI buddy. I guess I don't fucking know. Anywho. Anyway, this guy's gonna be taking the girls to their beach trip and stuff. And they get told, you can't go swimming. They're still gonna go anyway. Meanwhile, Shocker's prepping their plan for the bomb to go make some tsunamis to like flood the country or something. But we check over to a scuba diver who wants to go swimming. And this random guy tells him no. And he wants to do it anyway. And then he gets murdered because the guy turned out to be Crabman. But then Shocker tells him, it's like, hey, dispose of the body and stuff. We can't have anybody in the water. That would mess with our plans. But that's when the girls and this guy arrive, and they ended up snagging the Shocker transceiver because Crabman dropped it on accident. At this point, Crabman goes after it, and I don't know why there's this random shot of a monster walking through a fucking cow field to go after this transceiver. Why? It's the most unintentionally funny thing in these 4 episodes. It's just this shot of just this crab monster walking through this field full of cows who are just grazing away, no selling the fact that there's this weird thing walking next to them. Anyway, the guy...
Yay, Discord.
Oh, no.
Oh, it didn't do it.
Okay. As I was going to say, he ends up finding where the guy is and the girls are, and I think he just knocked everybody out, including the guy, and just took the guy in the transceiver. But Hayato ends up finding them, and he follows them on boat to wherever they were and intercepts them and gets the guy back, but doesn't get the transceiver back for very long because it's rigged to explode.
Hey, y'all, I gotta go. I got work in the morning.
Alright.
Alright.
Talk to y'all later.
Alright.
See you.
But while Hayato was listening to it, he did figure out what frequency it is, and I guess they can use that to triangulate the location of where the Shocker base is, I guess. So they do so by calling... Oops.
I don't understand this because, they don't explain it.
Neither do I, really. I also don't know why they need to do it so many times.
Especially because they kind of figured it out by like the 3rd or 4th one. Yeah.
Yeah. Except they did like 9 of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, you only really need 3. That's how you do triangulations. You only need 3. Anyway, they call in a bunch of ham radio operators and ask where they're seeing this signal come from, and they do this speed up footage of the girls barking where all these locations are, and oh look, it's this one place on the map that we had after 3, but here's it at 9. We also get this intercut with Hayato buying time by going to beat up the monsters and stuff, but it gets away. I completely forgot that happened. I don't know why that part's in here to break up this trying to find the base stuff.
reasons.
Yeah. Anyway, they get to the location of the base. Hayato goes to the base. Base goes boom. Disposed of bombs. One kick later, Crabman is dead, even though he tried to blind Hayato. That doesn't work. So, day is saved. Everyone gets their beach day. Which takes us to episode 20, which is probably the shortest notes I've done for this show so far. Because we get a lot of repeating scenes in this.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of fighting, so we're back in the woods where two hikers stumble across a new monster. And I think one of them dies and the other one doesn't see it because he's the one that shows up later. I think I don't know. Yeah. He's the one that keeps showing up. Meanwhile, the team is out for a drive on motorcycles and they stop in this town. And the girls head out to a river to, I guess, freshen up after a drive, which, you know, I don't blame them because, you know, when you're driving a motorcycle, everything gets blown in your face. Wouldn't be a bad idea to clean up off that. But at this point, we find out that people are leaving this town because there's a monster nearby. And it's also probably also responsible for a bunch of people disappearing. And we get this from this. We also get some guy alerting them to where the monster is, kind of. From earlier in the episode to the split up of the team, because like we have all the girls together in one team, and then we have Tachibana and Hayato, but no Taki this week on this episode for some reason. I don't know why Taki.
Off.
Apparently. So in the process of looking for this, the girls end up stumbling across the monster disguised as some dude in a top hat. Just out in the woods in the middle of nowhere. Which totally doesn't look suspicious. And he directs them to a cabin where they will eventually be captured because it's a trap. Tachibana, on the other hand, who I guess went looking for the girl separate from Hayato, also ends up getting captured because he gets knocked the fuck out by shocker grunts and drops his pipe, which apparently his pipe has a transceiver which Hayato can track and find out where they are.
Because that's how that works.
Yep. So he's captured. And once this is all done and they're all at the base, Hayato ends up stumbling across the base and fights his way through some shocker goons to find him at the base. Only he finds all of them strung up on electrical poles, and they proceed to start being electrocuted until Hayato breaks through the bars that is separating him from where they are and gets them all down before they all fry, I guess. Is it weird that I feel like Tachibana is the only one selling the fact that he's actually being electrocuted?
Nope.
Everyone else in this room is putting in the minimal amount of effort to showcase that they are dying.
Yep.
Anyway, Hayato rescues everybody. They all make it out. Tachibana also, by the way, finds some explosives to set up so the base goes boom. Everyone gets out. Hayato fights the monster. Ryder kicks it off this waterfall. It goes boom, but a cocoon is left behind because, by the way, this is a caterpillar monster, so it's going to become a butterfly monster next week in this soft two-parter. Because after this is done, the team just get us on their bikes and just leave. So how'd you feel about these two episodes?
Okay, these two, I guess you could say watching while Glock was doing P4.
Yeah.
The other two I watched before. I feel like this show I've gotten to the point where I have to watch two at a time. I can't sit down and watch all four because I keep losing interest by the time I get to the last one.
I'm kind of with you there. I don't know if I can watch some episodes of this without having to stop, do something else real quick, and then come back.
Like, that was exactly what I did today, and I feel like it helped to a point, but I still didn't really care by the time I came back to the other two.
Yeah, we are in the territory of this series I was afraid of we were going to get to for a show series, where it's just, here is a ton of one-shot episodes with nothing happening. No character development, no progression, no nothing. Just, here's a monster, here's the plot, here's how we deal with it, and be done in 20 minutes.
Part of me kind of expected to hit this. And I don't want something, because I know it can't be. I don't want anything like super flashy, but I at least want something that can at least keep my interest. And
yeah,
this is the prime example of what a filler episode is.
Yeah, these two episodes are so filler. Granted, it probably doesn't help that, like, we don't have a hierarchy for Shocker in terms of monsters. We're more or less just keep dealing with just different cells of Shocker.
And dealing with the monster of the week.
Yeah.
We don't really have one pulling the strings, causing all these monsters of the week to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I almost feel like, you know, the female scientist that they keep killing off repeatedly probably should have been a little more important.
It should feel like she should be a running theme for just some go-between person. Just like, all right, here's the new one. I made improvements.
And I also kind of feel like when Hayato came into the picture, that would have been the perfect time to start establishing a hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I kind of say that is because it almost felt like they wanted to, but they wouldn't pull the trigger on it. You look, we've got the different Shockers in the different parts of the world now.
Yeah.
But we still have no form of hierarchy. It's basically they're all different factions with micro factions underneath them, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's a case of who's the best performer.
Yeah, I mean, we have the great leader, Shocker, who's the one who was voicing the blinking light of all the bases, but he's fucking nothing.
That's fine, leaving an ambiguous someone there over the entire thing right now. Because the overall goal for both writers is to stop Shocker. So right now, that should be all he is. But we don't have any form of hierarchy. We have no progression on, okay, they've defeated all these monsters so far. Guess what? That's done nothing.
Yeah.
They've all been created right before the problem that got them killed. It's one of those, it's like, wow.
Weirdly, it like plays into a problem I have that like has happened in Modern Rider, where we lack a hierarchy to work through sometimes, but that usually ends up being late game, not this early.
Yeah, like here recently, that's kind of been the thing. We've kind of reached the top point too quick.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, it's kind of caused similar problems, really. Where it's just like we're stuck beating our head against a brick wall with no progression.
Which I feel like, thankfully, 01, I think, has made a way around that. And considering that they're going to be tight on episodes from when they initially thought, like, regardless of Olympic, like, pause or not, I feel like they don't have time to muck around with that shit. Because they've got Hirobi, Naki, and Igazuchi all like reconnected to the arc and all like super subservient to the arc. And with Hirobi becoming Arc Zero, I feel like the plan is to free all three of them. Arc Zero just kind of gets his own body eventually, and then we blow him up. But that takes the rest of the series to do.
Or maybe at the very least, Arc Zero could still be considered Hirobi, but maybe they defeat the malice within the arc.
Maybe.
Like at this point, the arc is pretty much the final villain. That's very clear. The question is, how do we get there?
Yeah.
And that's what's kind of still got, at least for me, still got some interest to it. Whereas with this, it's one of those, it's like, we don't have that power level. We don't see, we kind of see who needs to be stopped to end Shocker, which would be what the goal is at the point. But we don't see a means to do that.
Yeah.
Because we don't even see a step towards doing that. And it's like, I think that's what's kind of boring me on this. Because it's just like, oh, well, you're the monster for this week. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Ichigo for the week. In under an hour. I feel like that might just end up being the trend for a little while until we hit some real progression.
Kind of why I'm like, at the moment we might keep doing 2-hour pre-shows for TGSR because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that will do it for TGSR for this week. But we got a full week, more or less, unless something happens with you not being able to do custom campaigns Monday and Tuesday.
It shouldn't. Like, I should be fine with doing them, but yeah, you know how that goes.
Yeah. So, bearing any problems, Monday and Tuesday will be the first of the 2 follower goals checked off with some Halo custom campaigns. Granted, mine is fairly long term because it's 3 games, so
true.
Even if I did start last week, I would still be doing mine.
And I don't know if I'm gonna go to completion, but I do have 2 different ones. And the only reason I say that I don't know if I'm gonna go to completion is 1, I don't know how long they are. But 2, I kind of feel like more doing a showcase of them, and then people that are interested, give them a chance to do it, and then I'll come back and finish them.
Yeah.
That way it's not one of those you get completely spoiled by it and then are like, I have no reason to try it now.
Yeah. Wednesday might be custom Robo. It might not. The fact that we have the new Pokemon Snap, and I'm like, I've never played Pokemon Snap on stream. I might need a break from fucking custom Robo, so I'm gonna go play Pokemon Snap. Something about the game at this point has just kind of bored me, where I'm just like, I don't feel this gameplay anymore in a single player setting, because like the AI is, I don't know, it may be just me playing aggressive. They just like can either just take it and you be done, or they just roll through you. It's either easy or impossible, and I don't know why it happens.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah. There's only like so much like part change I can do to like do something interesting gameplay wise, but like most of my strategy just turns down to hop around, shoot them with the laser until they get their free wake up, and then repeat, because pods are practically fucking useless because I haven't found a pod that actually fucking works. And grenades are also useless Because again, it's so difficult to like actually hit somebody with one of these playing an aggressive style, and I like to play an aggressive style, so it's just like fucking hell, I got nothing. I'm more or less just shooting a gun 90% of the time. So it might be that or Snap. Thursday will definitely be Ratchet and Clank Trilogy. Start with the first one. I got to get all the stuff set up. I'll probably get it set up tomorrow. Make sure it all runs. I did read up the PSX does take discs, but I don't know if I want to, I don't know, chance that? I might be downloading ROMs for those just to be on the safe side. I don't know. I feel weirdly paranoid about that, probably for no reason. I don't know if you would know anything about that. Oh, Tommy?
1 second.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, did the stream die?
Shouldn't have.
Okay. But yeah, I might just do ROMs on that just to make it easier on myself because I don't have to like pop disk in and out of my computer. But yeah, we'll start the first game Thursday. Friday is Mortgage 2. I don't know if I'm doing data fights Friday. I'm at the point where I'm just banging my head against the wall on data fights until I just get them right. Because I'm on the last 3 now, because I finally did get Fexen, I think. No, I didn't get Fexen. So I'm on final 4. And then Saturday will be TGS. With us talking a fairly good amount of news, probably by the end of by the time TGS rolls around. Weirdly enough. And then we're back to EGO. I might see if those movies are subbed to give us a break soon. Anything else?
No, I can't think of nothing.
Alright, if you like what you're seeing, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. We're chipping away at affiliate status, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yep.
Working on that average viewer count. Exclamation point, Discord and chat, get your Discord link, drop by, say hi. We got a Dropbox for questions, give us questions. And at TG Saloon on Twitter, get you updates when we go live. I think I said that twice. Oh well.
I think you did, but oh well.
Probably. And let's see you next week, folks.